When We Are Married by J.B. Priestley, with Alan Armstrong, Alan Bennett, Brenda Blethyn, Michael Jayston, Polly James, Nicola Pagett, Gwen Taylor, Elizabeth Spriggs and Peter Woodthorpe.
You'll have to wait, because they haven't finished the tea.
Bit late, aren't they?
It's a do.
It's what?
A do. You know, they've company.
Oh, I see. It's a sort of party and they're having high tea.
Roast pork, stamp pie, salmon and salad, trifle, jam tarts, Swiss tarts, sponge cake, walnut cake, chocolate roll, and a pound cake kept from last Christmas.
Is that all?
No, there's white bread, brown bread, currant tea cake, and a lot of cheese.
It is a do, isn't it?
And a little brown jug.
A little brown jug?
You know what that is, don't you? Well, I never did. Little brown jugs a drop of rum for your tea. They're getting right lively on it. But you don't come from round here, do you?
No.
I come from near Rotherham. My father works in Pitt.
There's a bell ringing somewhere.
I know. It's for me. Let her wait. She's run me off my legs today. And Mrs. Northrop's in kitchen. She can do a bit for a change. There's 7 of 'em at it in dining room. Alderman Helliwell and Mrs., of course. Then Councillor Albert Parker and Mrs. Parker, and Mr. Herbert Soppitt and Mrs. Soppitt. And, of course, Miss Holmes.
Oh, Miss Holmes is there, is she?
You're courting her, aren't you?
What?
Oh, I saw you both the other night near Cleckley Woods. I was out myself with our milkman's lad.
Now, look here. What's your name?
Ruby Birtle.
Well, Ruby, you wouldn't like Miss Holmes to get into a row here with her uncle and aunt, would you?
No, I wouldn't like that. Do you want to see her?
Yes. Could you just give her the tip quietly that I'm here, if the rest of them aren't coming in here yet?
Not them. The way they're going at it. I'll tell her. She'd better come round that way, through greenhouse.
Oh, here you are.
That's right, Mrs. Northrop.
I seen that right about it. You gassing in here as if you owned place instead of getting on with your work. She's rung for you twice, and I've just taken another lot of hot water in. Come on, you little crackpot.
All right.
Aren't you organist at chapel?
Yes.
Well, they've got it in for you.
How do you know?
'Cause I heard 'em say so. I don't miss much.
So that's why Mr. Helliwell asked me to come round and see him.
That's right. There's 3 of 'em here tonight, do you see? All big men at chapel. You've been enjoying yourself a bit too much, I fancy, lad.
So that's it, is it?
Aye. And you know what I say? To hell with them all!
Gerald!
Nancy!
No, you mustn't, not here. No, Gerald, please, this is serious. You know why Uncle Joe sent for you?
Yes, they've got it in for me. I've just been told.
It's serious, Gerald. They've been grumbling about you for some time. And now one of those miserable old beasts saw you late one night. With me.
Oh, I say, you weren't recognised, were you?
No, but you were.
Well, as long as they can't drag you into it. I know how strict your aunt is, and you can't afford to quarrel with them here until we're ready to be married.
No, but you can't either, Gerald. You'll have to be awfully careful what you say to them. There's that beastly Councillor Parker here too, and you loathe him, don't you?
Absolutely. And I'll loathe him more than ever now that he's full of roast pork and trifle. I think I'd better give him time to recover from that huge ghastly tuck-in they're having.
I should. Though they've nearly finished now.
If I clear out for half an hour or so, could you slip away too?
I might. I'm just in the way. You see, it's an anniversary celebration and I don't come into it at all.
What are they celebrating?
It's Yorkshire Harvest, 2 of 'em. This is Miss Holmes, Alderman Helliwell's niece. T'others is still having the tea.
Evening, Miss Holmes. How do you do? This is Mr. Henry Ormonroyd, our photographer.
Delightful weather we're having for the time of year,
Isn't it?
It is.
We seem to have come too early.
I'm afraid you have.
What did I tell you, Fred? Always wanting to rush things. We could have had at least a couple more with my friend at the Lion.
All right, Henry. I'm sorry we're early. Matter of fact, I don't know yet what this is about. I just got a message from office to come up here and bring a photographer.
It's their silver wedding.
Henry, it's Alderman Helliwell's silver wedding.
Very nice, I suppose.
Oh, yes. But not only my uncle and aunt. There were 3 couples. My uncle and aunt, Mr. and Mrs. Soppitt, Mr. and Mrs. Parker.
Is that Councillor Albert Parker.
Yes, do you know him?
Yes, we know him.
Every time he opens his mouth at the town hall, he puts his foot in it. So they call him the foot and mouth disease. Are all three happy couples here?
Yes, because they were all married on the same morning at the same chapel.
Oh.
They have a photograph, a combined wedding group.
Oh.
You'll have to interview them and they'll tell you how happy they've been.
Oh, yes. How I see the idea now.
Here you are. All 6 of them on their wedding morning.
Thank you.
Don't they look absurd in those clothes?
To you, yes. To me, no. I was married myself about that time. Now, you see, Fred,
Aye.
what's wanted is another group in the very same positions after 25 years wear and tear. Very nice.
You're holding it upside down.
I know, lad. That's the way we always look at them professionally. Either flies have been at this or somebody's touched up Albert Parker with a screwdriver. Well, if we are too early, we are too early. Might nip back to the Lion, Fred Louder?
Oh, right. We'll come back in about an hour.
They're keeping a very nice drop of beer down at the Lion now.
This was when they were all married then, September the 5th, 83.
Yes, why? What's the matter, Gerald? Gerald, what is it? Oh, don't be so mean. They'll be here in a minute.
Oh, they're coming in. Nancy, let's dodge out the way.
Now, what's wanted now is a good cigar, and I've got the very thing.
That Mrs. Northrop. When she's finished her washing up tonight, she goes for good.
And quite right, too.
Trouble with her is she likes a drop. I smelt it before today.
Now then, Albert, you'll find that's a good cigar. La Corona.
Thanks, Joe. I don't smoke a lot, but when I do, I like a good cigar.
Herbert?
I think I'd rather not smoke just now. I believe I ate too much at tea.
I know I did.
Yes, Annie, and you'll be complaining before the night's out.
And so will Herbert.
Now, that's something that never bothers me.
No, we've noticed that, Albert.
How do you mean?
Go on, Albert. You know what Joe is. He must have his little joke.
I know I ought to have stopped long before I did. I mean, at tea. But, Maria, everything was so nice.
Here, here.
Oh,
Well, I said to Joe... Now, Joe, I said, we'll only have just the 6 of us, but we'll make it an occasion and do it well while we're at it. Didn't I, Joe?
Did you?
You know very well I did.
All right, you did then.
You know quite well I did, Joe Helliwell.
All right, all right, all right. You did then.
They're all alike. Wait till somebody else is with you, then try to make you out a liar.
Speak for yourself. I don't try to make my wife out a liar, do I, Annie?
Well, no, Albert, not really.
How do you mean, not really? I just don't, that's all. A good smoke, Joe. Quite a good smoke. It reminds me of that cigar Sir Harold Watson gave me not so long since in the club. I was standing near the fireplace, you know.
Albert, you told them before.
Well, I can tell him again, can't I?
Maria, have you got a copy of that old photograph we had taken? I couldn't find ours.
Yes. Where is it, Joe? Oh, I laugh many a time when I think of that morning. 6 of us, all so nervous.
And the parson worse still. He was only like 2 pennyworth a copper, and I could have given him a few years myself.
I think we were about first he'd ever married.
I'm sure we were. I didn't feel I'd been married properly.
Of course you've been married properly. If he'd been doing it all his life, you wouldn't have been married any better, would you?
I've forgotten his name now. He was only temporary, wasn't he?
I remember. It was a tree, a beach.
Yes.
That's right. Beach. And he'd a funny squint. And here's the old photo, Maria.
Oh, look at that dress. Have you still got that?
I see crossbreds are down again.
Aye, and they'll stay down with Australian market as it is. I've said it 1,000 times. If Merino's is down and staying down, then your crossbreds will follow.
Here, Joe, this isn't wool exchange. Now, take a look at yourselves and see what we took on.
That, wait a minute. Elves.
That's right, Joe, ring. We ought to do it in proper style and drink our healths before we go any further.
Further? Where?
That'll do, Herbert. A bit of fun's all right, but you go too far.
I didn't mean that.
That'll do.
Well, there's a tray with glasses on. Just bring it in.
What, me? How many pair of hands?
Now then, just tell Thingamy-tight, Ruby, to bring in the port wine.
What, on top of your tea? You'll be poorly.
Now, did you hear that?
All right, Joe, we don't want any trouble. She goes tonight and she doesn't come back.
I don't know what things are coming to.
Oh, they're all alike, that class of people. We have the same trouble at mill. Idle. That's what they are. Born idle.
And impudent. Back answers.
Yes, but I suppose they don't know any better.
They know a lot better. What you want to stick up for them for, I can't think.
Now then, Albert, don't start fratching, but try to enjoy yourself for once. This is an anniversary, so let's have peace and goodwill all round. Now, I thought we'd first drink a bit of a toast to ourselves.
That was my idea.
And then I thought we'd have a bit of a chat about old times and then settle down to a game of Newmarket.
That was my idea too.
Well, the hangman does it matter whose idea it was, so long as we get on with it and enjoy ourselves.
That's the great thing. Enjoy ourselves.
I told you to leave that salmon alone.
Nay, Clara, why can't he have a bit of salmon if he fancies it?
Because it doesn't fancy him, Joe Helliwell, that's why. Look at that time you all went to Scarborough.
It was Bridlington.
It was both. And what did that doctor say? You're digging your grave with your teeth, Mr. Soppitt.
Here, what did you want to bring all 3 bottles for? 1 bottle at a time's enough.
Mrs. Northrop said you'd better have the lot while you was at it.
In future, just take your orders from me and not from Mrs. Northrop. Now just trot along, and no lip.
Mrs. Northrop says she's not coming here again.
We know all about it.
Now let it be, Joe.
I'll pour.
Do you know what we ought to do for this? We ought to get in just the same places we were in that old photo.
Oh!
Here we are. Now, I was in the middle. You were here. Clara, you this side, Danny. Now, come on, Albert. Behind Danny. Herbert?
Here's to me and my wife's husband.
We'll have none of that silly business, Joe.
A few serious words is what's needed.
Oh, must you, Albert?
How do you mean, must I? Marriage is a serious business.
That's right, Albert. Where'd we be without it?
Single.
That'll do, Herbert.
Marriage. Well, marriage, to begin with, it's an institution, isn't it?
That is so.
One of the oldest institutions. It goes back, right back to... Well, it goes right back. And it's still going strong today. Why?
Well, because...
No, let me finish, Joe, let me finish. Because it's the backbone of a decent, respectable life.
True, Albert, true.
Where would women be without marriage?
And where'd some of your men be?
All right, I'm coming to that.
Well, don't be too long, Albert. I want to try this port.
Marriage may be a bit more necessary to women than it is to men.
But why?
Why?
Children, you see, Annie.
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten. Still...
I'm talking now, if you please. But if a woman wants a home and security and a respectable life, which she gets from marriage, a man wants something to...
He wants all he can get.
He wants a nice, comfortable home, somebody to tell his troubles to, and so forth.
That's good, Albert, the and so forth.
Now, Joe...
Well, cut it short.
So, as we're all gathered here to celebrate the anniversary of our joint wedding day, friends, I give you the toast of marriage.
Oh.
Very nice, Albert.
Marriage. It'll go straight to my head. Remember that time in Harrogate? I could have sunk through the floor when that waiter laughed.
Now, wait a minute. That's all right as far as it goes, but nay, damn it.
Joe!
We must have another toast, just for ourselves. I bet it isn't often there's 3 couples can meet like this who were all wed on same morning together. Now then.
I don't act silly, but my face gets so red.
Now, here's to all of us. And the Reverend Mr... what's his name? Beach.
Yeah.
Who tied us up, wherever he is.
He's
Front door? What'll that be?
Well, I told Yorkshire Argus to send somebody round to have a word with us.
What? Are you going to have a piece in the papers?
Well, they don't want to catch us like this.
No.
Is it Yorkshire Argus?
No, it's Mr. Forbes, organist from Chapel. He came before and then went away again.
Tell him to wait. You know about this business, Albert. You too, Herbert.
Yes, but I wouldn't...
But nothing. You're too soft, Herbert.
I'm always telling him so.
He's chapel organist. He's paid for the job, and either he behaves himself properly or he goes.
He'll go anyhow, if I have my say.
No, Albert, he's not a bad young fellow.
Now, you shut up, Annie. You don't know half of what we know. Never should have been appointed. I said so then, I say so now. I know my own mind.
I wish sometimes you'd keep a bit of it to yourself.
What's that mean?
Oh, hello, Auntie.
Nancy, love. Where have you been?
Just out a minute. You don't want me, do you, Auntie? Because I thought I'd put my hat and coat on and see if Muriel Spencer's in.
All right. Oh, there's that Gerald Forbes waiting outside. Don't go talking to him.
I should think not. The less you have to do with that chap, the better, Nancy. Now, what's funny about that?
I'm sorry, Uncle. I just remembered something that amused me.
Now what's got hold of her?
Oh, she's just at a silly age. Now, Clara, Annie will leave the men to it. I expect that's what they want.
Certainly. After all, it's chapel business.
Well, we want to go upstairs anyway.
That's right.
Oh, you haven't seen what Joe bought me yet.
Oh, no.
Now, don't take too long over that, Mr. Forbes.
Him? It wouldn't take me long.
It'll take me less long, because I don't make speeches.
I've said from first, it's a bad appointment. To start with, he's too young.
I don't think that matters much.
Trouble with you, Herbert, is you don't think anything matters much.
Young Forbes is a southerner and all.
Ah, I was coming to that.
I want me to have him in.
No, let him wait.
Do him good. No. As soon as they told me he's a southerner and his name's Gerald, I said, we don't want him. I said, la-di-da. What we want at Lane End, biggest chapel for miles, what we want is a bit of good old Yorkshire organ playing and choir training, I said. We don't want la-di-da. Oh, how do you do? So charmed to make your acquaintance. Yeah. You know what I call that?
Yes. La-di-da.
Albert's right. We made a mistake. Mind you, he'd good qualifications. But I must say, chapel didn't seem right with an organist who goes round wearing one of these pink shirts and knitted ties and creases in his trousers.
It's all la-di-da. Then look at his Messiah. We warned him. I said to myself, I know it's a Christmas piece, but you've got to get in quick, I thought t'others.
Right, Albert. After end of November, there's been so many of him, you might as well take your Messiah and throw it into canal.
And look what happened. Hill Road Baptist gave Messiah. Tongue Congregational gave Messiah. Picklebrook Wesleyans gave Messiah. And where was Lane End?
Well, when we did get it, it was a good one.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but by that time, who cared? But anyhow, all that's a detail. Point is, we can't have any carrying on, can we?
Ah, there I agree, Joe.
And I should think so. Organist at Lane End Chapel carrying on. That sort of game may do down south, but it won't do up here.
We're all agreed on that. Right then, we'll have him in. All right, come in.
I wouldn't do that.
Do what?
Well, what have you got in your hand?
This? Cigarette? Why?
Under the circumstances, young man, don't you think it might be better, more suitable, more fitting, if you didn't smoke that just now?
Well, all right, if that's how you feel about it. Well, you wanted to talk about something, didn't you?
We did. We do.
And if I'd had my way, would have been talking to you long since.
Well, not very long since. I haven't been up here long.
No, you haven't been up here long, and I don't think you'll be up here much longer.
Here, Albert, let me get a word in. Mr. Forbes, Lane End Chapel is the biggest place of worship round here, and this is a very respectable neighbourhood, with a lot of money behind it. You have a paid appointment as organist and choir master.
Yes, though it doesn't keep me, you know, Mr. Helliwell.
No, but because you are our organist, you're able to get pupils and various extra jobs. So you don't do so bad out of it, eh?
No, I'm quite satisfied, for the time being.
You're satisfied? For the time being?
That's what I said, Mr. Parker.
Councillor Parker. Alderman Helliwell. Councillor Parker. Mr. Soppitt.
Nay, let me finish, Albert. We want to keep calm about this.
I'm quite calm.
You're a damn sight too calm for my liking, young man. You ought to be looking right ashamed of yourself instead of looking, well, as you do look.
But you haven't told me what's wrong yet.
Wrong? You're wrong. Carrying on's wrong.
And in some chapels they mightn't care what you did. But Lane End's got a position to keep up. We're respectable folk. And naturally we expect our organist to behave respectably.
I think you have been very careless, Mr. Forbes, and that there really has been a lot of grumbling.
For one thing, you've been seen out, late at night, with girls.
Girls?
It may be the same lass each time, for all I know. But if what we hear is true, she ought to be ashamed of herself. My word, if she'd out to do with me, I'd teach her a sharp lesson.
Somebody saw you once gallivanting away late at night at Markham. And it gets round, you know. Oh, yes.
So it seems, but I didn't think you'd find it worthwhile to listen to a lot of silly gossip.
Now, don't start taking that tone.
What tone can I take?
Now, steady, steady.
Old woman's twaddle.
That'll do. Just remember, you're not much more than a lad yet. We're twice your age, and we know what's what.
Well, what is what, then?
This is what. We're not going to have any more of this. Either behave yourself or get back to where you came from.
I haven't done anything I'm ashamed of.
What's that prove? If a chap's got cheek of a brass monkey, you never need do what he's ashamed of.
Careful, Albert.
Why should I be careful? I'll tell him to his face what I've said behind his back. He never ought to have been appointed. And now he's been carrying on, not caring tuppence what respectable folk might think. He oughtn't to be given any warnings but told to get back where he came from.
Now, Albert, we mustn't be too hard. We must give young men just another chance. I'm not sure I should if this were any other time, but this is a festive occasion, and we take it easy a bit. So I'm giving you a last chance to mend yourself. And you can think yourself lucky catching me in this humour. It just happens we're celebrating anniversary of our wedding day. All three of us. Aye, we've been married 25 years today. What are you shaking your head about?
Well, you see, Mr. Helliwell... I beg your pardon, Alderman Helliwell. I'm rather afraid you haven't been married 25 years.
Do you think we can't count, lad?
No, I don't mean that, but I'm afraid you've only been living together all this time.
Living together? I'll knock your head right off your shoulders, lad, if you start talking like that to me.
No, I'm not trying to insult you. I mean what I say.
Mean what you say? You're wrong in the damn dead.
Wait a minute, Albert. Joe. He means it.
Means what?
If you'll just be quiet a minute, I'll explain.
I don't want to
I said quiet.
Leave him be, Albert.
Thanks. Mind if I smoke now? I went to North Wales for my holiday this summer.
I don't care where you went for your holidays.
I went to North Wales and only came back about a fortnight ago. While I was there, I made the acquaintance of a parson who'd been in Africa for the last 20 years. Now, when he learnt that I was the organist of Lane End Chapel, Cleckleywyke, he became very excited. And then it turned out that he'd been at Lane End himself for a short time. About 25 years ago.
What was his name?
Beach. Francis Edwin Beach.
Oh, yes, Beach. We were only talking about him tonight. We remember Mr. Beach. He married us, you know, 25 years ago, all three couples. That's what we're celebrating. You know, being married 25 years.
I could see that something he remembered about Cleckleywyke and Lane End worried him. You might say, gentlemen, it was preying on his mind. Gnawing at his conscience. It was haunting him. It was...
What is this, a recitation?
I must apologise if I'm boring you, gentlemen.
La-dee-da, la-dee-da. No, if you've anything to tell us, for God's sake, tell us. And don't la-dee-da.
Quite right, Albert. Well, what did Mr. Beach say?
He didn't say anything.
Well, what are you nattering on about him for?
Just a minute, Joe. That's not all, is it?
All? I should think not. Only he won't give me a chance. I said he didn't say anything, but he wrote something. The letter only came 2 days ago. I have it here. From the Reverend Francis Edwin Beach. Dear Mr. Forbes, I feel I owe it to both you and to myself to explain what you must have found puzzling in my many references to Cleckleywyke and Lane End Chapel. Although I was only temporarily at Lane End, I could not forget it, for there I was guilty of the most culpable negligence. I went to Cleckleywyke straight from college, and during those first few months I did not realise that there were various forms I ought to have signed and had witnessed by church officers, so that one may be recorded as an authorised person to perform the ceremony of marriage.
What? The result was I was not then an authorised person. Fortunately, during that short period, I was only called upon twice to marry people. But the first time there were no less than 3 hopeful young couples who imagined, poor souls, that I was joining them in holy wedlock when I was completely unauthorised to do so.
Let's have a look. It's signed all right, too. Francis Edwin Beach.
And if you compare that signature with the one in the chapel register, you'll see it's the same man. No deception.
The bloody donkey!
Why, if we've never been married at all, then...
Don't start working it out in detail, Herbert, because it gets very ugly. There's that lad of yours at grammar school, for instance. I wouldn't like to have to give him a name now.
Yeah, steady, Joe.
Well, you see, it gets very ugly. Keep your mind off details.
Silver wedding.
Now, don't you start neither, Albert.
Joe, Herbert, they mustn't know. Nobody must know. Well, we'll be laughed right out of town. All big men at chapel, too. I tell you, if this leaks out, we're done.
We are, Albert.
If once it got into papers...
Papers? Oh, Christmas. It's got to be kept from papers.
You'd better give me that letter, hadn't you?
Oh, no.
This letter...
Here.
There, Joe, give it back.
I'm sorry, Albert, but I don't trust nobody with this letter but myself. Why, it's dynamite.
Yes, but it's addressed to me, and so it happens to be my property, you know.
I'm afraid he's right there.
My letter, please.
Now, listen, lad. We happened to be a bit hasty with you when you first came in. We didn't mean it. Just a way of talking. When Herbert Soppitt there gets started...
What, me?
You were hasty, you know, Herbert. You can't deny it. Mind you, I'll say now to your face what I've often said behind your back. You gave us best Messiah we've ever had at Lane End.
Easy, easy. Best Clecklywike. I knew he had it in him, I said.
Yes, you did, Joe. And so did I. I've always been on your side.
I believe you have, Mr. Soppitt. You can keep that letter tonight on one condition. That Mr. Soppitt has it.
What's the idea of this?
Well, that happens to be the way I feel about it. And now either give it back to me at once, or hand it over to Mr. Soppitt, who'll be answerable to me for it.
Certainly. Certainly.
Very well. Very well. Knocking.
I heard.
That means she's getting impatient. They want to get on with the celebration.
Chat about old times.
Nice game of cards.
No, I'd better be going.
No. Take it easy.
No worry at all. I expect Joe has a nice cigar for you somewhere.
Certainly I have. And a drink of anything you fancy.
No, thanks.
Now, listen, lad. We've admitted we were hasty with you, so just forget about it, will you? Now you see the mess we're in through no fault of ours.
I do. And it is a mess, isn't it? Especially when you begin to think.
Yes, quite so. But don't you bother thinking. Just try and forget you ever saw that letter.
We're all friends, the best of friends. Now, you've got to have a cigar or two, lad. I insist. And you're going to promise us, on your word of honour, not to tell anybody anything about this nasty business, aren't you?
All right.
You won't regret it, lad.
Hear that?
His wife again.
Curious thing about wives. They're always telling you what poor company you are for them, yet they're always wanting to get back to you.
That isn't because they enjoy your company. It's so they can see what you're doing.
Well, what are we doing?
Wasting time. Now listen, we're in no proper shape yet to face wives. They'd have it all out of us in 10 minutes, and then fat'll be into fire.
I know. We've got to put our thinking caps on.
I suppose Mr. Beach couldn't have been mistaken, could he?
We might take that letter and get expert advice.
What? And have it all over the town? I know what we'll do. We'll nip down to club, talk it over there in peace and quiet. Come on, chaps, just as we are. Straight to club. Now, young man, you won't go back on your word?
No, you're safe with me. Have you been listening, Mrs. Northrop?
Oh, listening. I should think I have been listening. I wouldn't have missed this lot. None of them rightly married at all. Not one of them properly tied up.
Look out, or you may break that dish.
Oh, break a dish. If I want to, I'll break a dozen now.
After you, I dare you.
Well, here's a start and a road up. Hey! Nee, damn it! Oh, dear.
Well, I must say, this is a queer way of going on.
They'll have just gone outside to finish the smokes.
When Herbert takes me out to enjoy myself, I don't expect him to be outside finishing any smokes.
Perhaps there's something they wanted to talk over.
Well, they can talk it over here, can't they?
They aren't in the garden, Mum.
Have you looked properly?
Well, I couldn't miss 3 grown men in a garden that size.
Well, did you look up and down the road like I told you?
Yes, but they aren't there.
But didn't you hear them go?
No, I was back in the kitchen doing washing up. That Mrs. Northrop left me to it.
Well, where was she then?
Out there somewhere, I fancy. And oh, she's gone like a dafthead ever since she come back, laughing to herself like a proper barn pot.
Well, ask Mrs. Northrop if she knows where they went.
Yes, Mum.
That noise you heard upstairs was a bit of this Mrs. Northrop's work. One of my best dishes gone. And Ruby says she just laughed.
Just stop it out of her wages and see if she can get a good laugh out of that.
I thought she didn't look a nice woman.
One of them idle drinking pieces of nothing from back-up mill.
Yeah.
Well, I was in a hurry. I'd have somebody. But she goes for good tonight.
Mrs. Northrop says they wanted to have a nice quiet talk, so they went down to the club.
Club? Club?
And tonight of all nights, I do think it's a shame.
I never heard of such a thing in my life.
Club? I'll club him.
Yeah, I don't know what's come over him.
I know what'll come over one of them.
Perhaps there's something up.
Something down, you mean? Ale, stout and whiskey. Drinks all round, money no object.
They're here.
Well,
Well, what?
well, nought, really.
We didn't, we didn't think you'd be down yet, did we, Joe? Did we, Albert?
No, we didn't, Herbert.
That's right, we didn't.
That Soppitt, you must be wrong in your head. Club.
And tonight of all nights.
Well, you see, we thought we'd just nip down for a few minutes while you were talking upstairs.
What for?
Oh, just talk over one or two things.
What things?
No, just things, you know, just things in general.
Well, how about a nice game of Newmarket?
You'll get no Newmarket out of me tonight.
You selfish.
Oh, have you just found that out? Never think about anything but their own comfort and convenience.
I am surprised at you, Joe Helliwell. And after I'd planned to make everything so nice.
Yeah, a lot of thanks you get from them, club. Well, go on, say something, Herbert.
Just think what day it is.
After giving you the best years of our lives, without a word of thanks.
And just remember, Joe Helliwell, there were plenty of other fellas I could have had besides you.
You seem to think once you've married us, you can take us for granted.
Hey, I don't.
Yes, you do.
If some of you woke up tomorrow to find you weren't married to us, you'd be in for a few big surprises.
Yes, I dare say you're right.
Joe Helliwell, what is the matter with you tonight?
Nought's wrong with me, love.
You'll hear more about this when I get you home, Herbert.
Yes, Clara.
What were you saying about your cousin, Clara?
Oh, well, the doctor said, you're all acid, Mrs. Foster. That's your trouble. You're making acid as fast as you can go.
Oh, poor thing.
Yes, well, it didn't surprise me the way she'd eat. I saw her once eat 9 oyster patties, finishing them up after their Ethel got married.
Where are you going now?
Into dining room.
What for?
Well, because, well, we've somewhat to talk over. Albert, Herbert, quick.
What's come over 'em?
There's something up.
What can be up? They're just acting stupid. But wait till I get his lordship home.
Suppose we went home now.
No fear, that's just what they'd like. Back to club.
I'd go up to bed now and lock my door if I didn't think I'd be missing something.
I've a good mind to go in and tell mine, look, I've been married to you for 25 years and it's about time I had a rest.
And for 2 pence, I'll say to Joe, if you went down on your bended knees and begged me to, I wouldn't stay married to you if I didn't have to.
I'm done.
Well, it hasn't taken you very long.
No, but then I'm a rare worker. Many a one said to me, Mrs. Northrop, you're a wonder.
Well, I don't think I want to wander here, Mrs. Northrop. I'll pay you what I owe you tonight, and then you needn't come again.
Oh, I see. That's it, is it?
Yes, it is. I don't consider you satisfactory.
I should think not.
Who's asking you to pass remarks? And don't think I want to come here again. My husband wouldn't let me anyway, when he hears what I've got to tell him.
And what does that mean?
Don't encourage your impudence.
And do you mind your own interference? I was beginning to feel sorry for you, but now...
I don't know what you're talking about.
What's she got in that bag?
I've got my old boots and apron and cleaning stuff in this bag.
I can see 2 bottles in there.
Well, what if you can? Do you think you're the only folk in Cleckleywyke who can buy something to sup? Bought and paid for by me at Jackson's off-licence. And if you don't believe me, go and ask them.
It's 24 shillings altogether, isn't it?
No, it isn't. It's 25 and 6.
All right, 25 and 6. But I'm going to take something off for that dish you broke.
You won't take a damned halfpenny off.
Language now, as well as back answers.
Here's £1. That's all you'll get.
I won't have it, I won't have it.
There it is, Mrs. Northrop, and it's all you'll get. Let's see, Clara. What were you saying?
Don't sit there trying to look like duchesses, 'cause I've lived round here too long, and I know too much about you trying to swank. Why, I remember you when you were Maria Fawcett, and you were nobbut a burler and mender at Barkinson's afore you took up with Joe Helliwell, and he were nobbut a wool sorter. And as for you, Clara Soppitt, I remember the time when you were weighing out potatoes in your father's greengrocer's shop, and a mucky little shop it were and all.
I'll fetch my husband.
He isn't your husband. What? I was going to say I'm as good as you, but fact is, I'm a damn sight better, 'cause I'm a respectable married woman, and that's more than any of you can say.
Get a policeman.
Get a policeman. Get a dozen. And they'll all have a good laugh when they hear what I have to tell them. Not one of you properly married at all. I heard that organist of yours telling your husbands, if you can call them your husbands, I would just be out the door. And this lot were too good to miss. Better than a turnip empire.
I don't believe a word of it.
Please yourself. But he give 'em a letter, and that's why they went down to club to talk it over. And I can't say I blame 'em, 'cause they've plenty to talk over. And by gow, so have you 3. And now you owe me another 5 and 6 at least. And if you've any sense, you'll see I get it. But I can't stop no longer, 'cause I've said I'll meet my husband down at the Hare and Hounds. So I'll say good night.
That's why they were so queer. I knew there was something.
The daft blockheads. Oh, for goodness sake, Annie Parker.
I'm not Annie Parker. And it all sounds so silly.
Silly? What's silly about it?
Oh, serves me right for ever bothering with anybody so gormless. Isn't this Herbert Soppitt all over? Couldn't even get us married right.
But Clara, Annie, this is awful. What are we going to do?
Oh, we'll look awfully silly lining up at Lane End Chapel again to get married, won't we?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Better tell them 3 daft heads in dining room to come in now.
No, just a minute.
What for?
'Cause I want to think. And very sight of Herbert make me that mad I won't be able to think. Now, if nobody knew but us, it wouldn't matter so much.
But that fool of a parson knows.
And the organist knows.
And your Mrs. Northrop knows, don't forget that. And you wouldn't pay her that 5 and 6.
Here, one of them men must fetch her back.
Oh, I should think so. Why, if people get to know about this, we're...
Yorkshire Argus.
Oh, my God.
Don't want any Yorkshire Argus here, or God knows where we'll be.
Well, here we are again. Well, at least I am. Fred Dyson, Yorkshire Argus. Mrs. Helliwell?
Yes?
And Mrs. Albert Parker and Mrs. Soppitt. 3 lucky ladies, eh? Now, you'd never guess my trouble.
You'd never guess ours either.
Shut up, Annie. What were you saying, Mr. Dyson?
I've gone and lost our photographer, Henry Ormonroyd. Now, I brought him with me here earlier on, then we went back to Lyme, where he'd met an old pal. I went into private bar. 5 minutes afterwards, couldn't find old Henry anywhere. So I thought he must have come up here. By the way, where's Party?
This is it.
Shut up, Annie. You see, my husband, Alderman Helliwell, you know him, of course.
Certainly. He's quite a public figure these days. That's why the Argus sent me up here tonight, when he told them you were all celebrating your silver wedding.
Oh, he suggested you come in here, did he?
He did. Our readers would like to know all about this affair.
I'll bet they would.
It wasn't a real party, just a little, private, sort of, you know.
I know. Just a cosy little do with a few drinks.
That's it.
A few drinks and cigars and so on. Right, well now, Mrs. Helliwell, wouldn't you like to tell our readers just what your feelings are, celebrating 25 years of happy marriage? You needn't be shy, Mrs. Helliwell. Now, come on.
Now, look what you've done, young man.
Hey, dash it. What have I done? I only asked her out.
She's a bit upset tonight, what with all the excitement. You'd better go and find your photographer.
Oh. Now, Annie, for goodness sake, we want no photographers here.
It's all right, she's a bit upset too. Oh. Now, you just pop off.
Right.
Well, we're rid of him.
For how long?
You can't sit there, Clara, just saying for how long, as if you're paying me to manage this business. If we want it kept quiet, we have to stir ourselves.
Oh, if we hadn't said we'd marry a set of numbskulls, this would never have happened.
I'm sorry, Clara. I just couldn't help it. When he asked me that question, something turned right over inside.
Well, crying's not going to get us out of this mess.
Never satisfied, Clara. First you go on at me for laughing, and now you blame poor Mariah for crying.
Well, what do you want to go laughing and crying for? What do you think this is, Uncle Tom's cabin?
They're coming in.
Who was that just then?
Yorkshire Argus.
They know.
Of course we know.
It's not all a tale, is it?
No, it's right enough. We put case to a chap at club. No names, of course. And he said it had happened a few times when a young parson thought he was qualified to marry folk, and it turned out he wasn't.
Oh, it has to happen to us. I blame you for this, Herbert.
Didn't I tell you she would?
She? Who's she? The cat? Just remember, you're talking about your own wife.
But you see, he isn't. Not now.
Now stop that, Albert Parker.
Yeah, but I'd never have thought young Forbes had gone back on his word like that when he promised solemnly not to tell another soul.
But he didn't tell us.
Eh? Who did then?
Mrs. Northrop. She heard you behind that door.
Here, where is she?
Gone.
Mariah's just given her the push.
If she's gone off with this news, you just might as well play it on town hall chimes.
Why didn't you say so at first? If this woman gets round with this tale about us, we'll never live it down. Did she go home?
No, to the Hare and Hounds.
Oh. Herbert, quick, nip down to Hare and Hounds and bring her back.
But I don't know her.
Off you go.
But she shouldn't know me.
Now, don't make difficulties, Herbert. Bring her back as fast as you can, and promise her out she asks. And make haste. We're depending on you. You know, Albert, lad, it feels quite peculiar to me.
What does?
This not being married.
Joe Helliwell, how can you stand there, say anything like that?
He ought to be ashamed of
I'm
himself.
surprised at you, Joe.
What are you talking about?
After 25 years together, haven't I been a good wife to you, Joe Helliwell?
Well, I'm not complaining, am I?
You've been same as a good wife to him, Mariah.
The same? I haven't been the same as a good wife. I've been a good wife, let me tell you, Albert Parker.
No,
I never heard such silly talk.
Oh, and what's silly about it, eh?
Everything.
Nay, but when you come to think of it, Albert's right.
Oh. We must face facts. Now, Mariah, you might feel married to him.
I might feel married to him. If you'd had 25 years of him, you wouldn't talk about might.
Here, steady on with your 25 years of him. Talking about me as if I were a dose of typhoid fever.
All I'm saying is...
Now let me finish what I started to say. I said you might feel married to him, but strictly speaking, you're not married to him. We're none of us married.
Some of the neighbours have missed it. Couldn't you shout it louder?
I wasn't that loud.
You were bawling your head off.
Yes, you were.
You know who's listening? I'm surprised you haven't got more sense, Al.
All right. But we shan't get anywhere till we face the facts. It's not our fault, but it's our misfortune.
I don't know so much about that either. If a chap asks me to marry him, and then he takes me to chapel and puts me in front of a parson, I expect parson to be a real one and not just somebody dressed up.
Talk sense. How could I know he wasn't properly qualified?
Well, it's funny. It's got to happen to us, isn't it?
But that's what I say. It's not our fault, it's our misfortune. And it's no use blaming anybody. But fact remains...
If you say it again, Albert Parker, I'll throw something at you. You needn't go on and on about it.
Mostly at the top of your voice.
Say no more. I've finished.
But, Joe, you're not going to tell me you feel different just because of this accident?
I won't tell you a lie, love. Ever since I've known I'm not married, I feel most peculiar.
Oh, I could knock your fat head off.
Oh, poor Mariah. Hey.
Well, I hope you're pleased with yourself now.
Never interfere between husband and wife.
You just said you weren't husband and wife.
Here, if I'm going to argue with a woman, it might as well be the one I live with.
Well, after all these ructions, another glass of port wouldn't do me any harm. Thank you very much. Nice manners we're being shown, I must say. I said nice manners, Councillor Albert Parker.
Now, if I were poor Herbert Soppitt, I'd think twice before I asked you to marry me again.
Ask me again? There'll be no asking. Herbert Soppitt's my husband, and he stays my husband.
In the eyes of the law?
You said that before. But in the sight of heaven, Herbert and me's been married for 25 years.
And there you're wrong again, because in the sight of heaven, nobody's married at all.
Just come in the dining room a minute, Albert. We're having a bit of an argument.
Yes, Joe.
Just look at this photo. Yeah. Silly, young, soft heads.
Mrs. Soppitt?
Yes.
Mrs. Helliwell says, will you go into the dining room? They're fratching like mad.
Emotional? It's you that's getting emotional. Well, how do you expect us to get emotional? Nobody's saying anybody should feel any different. I'm back.
Yes, I know.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you mind them things?
Yes.
In here.
Oh, no, baby. Oh, nobody. Nobody at all.
They'll be back soon. They're mostly in dining room fratching.
What? On a festive occasion like this?
That's right.
Well, it just shows what human nature is. I'll bet if it had been a funeral, they'd have all been in here laughing their heads off. There isn't such a thing as a cigar here, is there?
Yeah, you're looking at them.
Oh, thank you.
My mother says, if God had intended men to smoke, he'd have put chimneys in their heads.
Well, tell your mother from me that if God had intended men to wear collars, he'd have put collar studs at the back of their necks. What are you bobbing up and down like that for?
I'm not bobbing up and down. It's you.
Eh?
You're a bit tiddly, aren't you?
Tiddly?
Yeah, squiffy.
What an extraordinary idea. You seem to be a most extraordinary sort of little... Well, I don't know, really. What's your name?
Ruby Birtle.
Ruby.
All right. I know it's a silly daft name. You can't tell me naught about Ruby. I haven't been told already, so don't try.
Ruby, I think you're quite extraordinary. How old are you?
15. How old are you?
Thousands and thousands of you.
You look to me about 70.
70? I'm 54.
Then you've been neglecting yourself. Too much lifting at Thelbo.
Oh, do you ever read the police news?
Yes. I like it. All horrible murders.
Then you must have seen them pictures of women who've been chopped up by their husbands.
Yes, with bloody hatchets.
Well, if you don't look out, Ruby, you'll grow up to be one of them women.
What do you mean?
Don't worry, you've plenty of time.
Time for what?
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flashlight group of the 3 couples when we are here, just to see where the old photograph.
Here, do you mean I've plenty of time to grow up and then be chopped up?
Yeah. Now, let me see. You sit there a minute.
Are you going to take my photo?
Not for a few years, yet.
Do you mean you're waiting for me to be chopped up? Hey, you've got a right nasty mind, haven't you? Are you married?
Yes.
Your wife doesn't seem to take much interest in you.
How do you know?
Your clothes haven't been brushed for a month. You could almost make a meal off your waistcoat, there's so much egg on it. Why don't she tidy you up a bit?
Is it, essential that you should know all about my, private affairs?
Go on, you might as well tell me.
Mrs. Ormeroyd, at present, is helping her sister to run a boarding house called Palm View. Though the only palm you'll see there is the one my sister-in-law rolls out.
Where? Blackpool?
Not likely. There's a place you go to live in, not to die in, no. That's Torquay. Torquay.
That's right down south, isn't it?
Yes, my dear. Torquay is on the south coast of Devonshire. a favourite all year round resort of many delicate and refined parsons of genteel society. In other words, it's a damn miserable hole. There we are. All ready for the 3 happy couples.
Did you say happy?
Why not?
Well, for a start, go and listen to them 4 in dining room.
Believe me, Ruby, you're too young to understand.
I've heard that afore, but nobody tells me what it is I'm too young to understand. And my brother kept rabbits for years.
It's not a question of rabbits, thank God. Marriage is a very peculiar thing. There's parts of it I never cared for much myself.
Which parts?
Well, I'm a man who likes a bit of company and an occasional friendly glass, I admit it.
It'd be all the same if you didn't admit it. We could smell it.
If these 3 couples here have been married for 25 years and they're still sticking it, well, then I call them 3 happy couples. And I won't listen to you or anybody else saying they're not. And if you or anybody else says, drink their health, I say certainly, with pleasure. Wouldn't dare to refuse, because it would be dead against my principles. They're very good health.
You are going to be tiddly.
Oh, yes. To be together side by side through all life's sunshine and storms, hand in good times and bad ones, with always a loving smile, in sickness and in health, rich or poor, still together, hand in hand, through all life's sunshine and storm.
You said that once.
Oh, yes. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing.
What is?
What is? To go through good times and bad always together. Always with a loving smile.
Side by side and hand in hand.
Yes, and that's what I say.
Then there must be something wrong with me, because when I've tried going side by side and hand in hand, even for 20 minutes, I've had more than I want.
Extraordinary. What's your name?
It's still Ruby Birtle.
Well, haven't you had a home?
I've had home. Why?
Well, you talk as if you've been brought up in a tram shed. No sentiment, no tender feeling. No poetry.
Go on. I know poetry. We learnt it at school. Here. They grew in beauty side by side. They filled one home with glee. Their graves are severed far and wide.
Thank you, Ruby. That'll do.
By mount and stream and sea.
Who are you and what you doing here?
Henry Orman Royd, Yorkshire Argus, take picture, silver wedding group.
There's no silver wedding group will be taken here tonight.
Have I come to the wrong house?
Yes, please leave.
Who's this?
Oh, nobody. I'm just going to stop. Just going in.
Isn't he the photographer?
Yes, and he's drunk, and when I came in, Maria's servants reciting poetry to me, and God knows what's become of Herbert and Albert and that Mrs. Northrop and all. I'm fast losing me patience.
Now, Clara.
Oh, I can't knock any sense at all into Joe. Where's Herbert?
He's still looking for that Mrs. Northrop. Oh, somebody else here now.
Well, don't carry on like that, Clara. I didn't ask him to come, whoever it is.
Well, if you didn't, I bet Joe did with his Yorkshire Argus.
Excuse me, Mum.
Well, Ruby, who is it?
It's a woman.
What woman?
That Clara? What sort of woman? Who is it?
I don't know, but she doesn't look up to much to me. Paint on her face, and I believe her hair's dyed.
We don't want that sort of woman here, Maria.
No, of course we don't, but...
You'll have to see what she wants, Maria. It might be something to do with, this business.
How could it be?
Well, you never know, do you?
Oh, I'd better see her. Ask her to come in, Ruby, and
Yes, Mum.
you needn't bother Mr. Helliwell just now. Good evening.
Good evening.
Did you want to see me?
No, not particularly.
I don't think I got your name.
No, you didn't get it, because I didn't give it. But I'm Miss Lottie Grady.
And I'm Mrs. Helliwell.
No. If we're all going to be on our dignity, let's get it right. You're not Mrs. Helliwell. You're Miss Maria Fawcett.
Now, just a minute.
Miss Clara Gawthorpe, isn't it? What? Gawthorpe's Greengrocers, corner of Park Road. I'm afraid I don't know your maiden name.
I'm Mrs. Parker to you.
Please yourself. I don't care, I'm broad-minded.
I suppose that Mrs. Northrop's been talking to you.
Certainly.
Met in the old Hare and Hounds where I used to work. She's an old friend of mine.
If you've come here trying to get money out of us...
Who said anything about money?
Well, you must have had some idea in coming to see us.
Oh, I didn't come here to see any of you three.
Well, who did you come to see, then?
A gentleman friend, love.
Gentleman friend? You'll find none of your gentleman friends in this house, will she, Maria?
I should think not.
Just a minute, Clara. I'd like to hear a bit more about this.
Very sensible of you. You see, if a gentleman friend gets fond of me, then tells me, more than once, that if he wasn't married already, he'd marry me.
Well, go on.
Then I suddenly find out that he isn't married already after all. Then you can't blame me, can you? If I'd like to know if he's still in the same mind.
Well, I'll be hanged.
Now we are getting to know something.
Clara, Annie, who was it?
Just a minute, Maria. There's somebody else here now.
Oh, for goodness sake, can't you keep him out?
The Reverend Clement Mercer.
Mrs. Helliwell.
Yes?
Now, Mrs. Helliwell, although you're not a member of my congregation, I want you to realise that I feel it my duty to give you any help I can.
I'm afraid I don't understand, Mr. Mercer.
A working man I know called Northrop stopped me in the street and told me to go at once to Alderman Helliwell's house, as a clergyman's presence was urgently required here.
Oh.
I hurried because I thought there might be some member of your family in urgent need of spiritual guidance. An erring son or daughter, perhaps?
Oh, no, there aren't any errand sons and daughters, just husbands, that's all.
Husbands?
You've got it all wrong.
Well, really, I don't see...
I think they want you to marry him.
Marry them?
Here, Maria, come on, do something. Mr. Mercer, you better go and talk to Mr. Helliwell.
He's in the dining room, just across... Look, ask him if he thinks you can do anything for us. It's just in there.
Which one was it?
I think you missed a chance there. At least two of you did.
Two of us?
Well, you remember what I told you. I'd known him here in Clecklywike, but it was at Blackpool that we really got going. You know what men are when they think they're feeling lonely, especially at Blackpool.
Oh, no, it couldn't have been Herbert. He's never been to Blackpool without me.
Yes, he has, Clara. Don't you remember, about 4 years since?
And he said he hadn't a minute away from that conference. I'll never believe another word he says. But your Albert was with him that time.
I know he was.
So was Joe. Said he needed a change.
Well, we all like a change, don't we?
Now, Herbert, Soppitt.
Yes, Clara?
Well, Herbert, how are you these days? You haven't forgotten me, have you?
Forgotten you? I'm afraid there's a mistake.
Oh, there's a mistake, all right.
Now, Clara, don't be too hard on him. I expect it was only a bit of fun.
What is all this?
Now, Herbert.
Don't Herbert me.
No, wait till I'm out of the way.
I expect he didn't mean it.
Mean what? Oh, Albert, I found that Mrs. Northrop.
Oh, hello, Albert.
How do you mean? Hello, Albert.
Now, Albert.
Hey?
Yes, you might well look at me, Albert Parker. You and your cheap holiday at Blackpool. I only hope you spent more on her than you've ever done on me.
Spent more on her? I've never set eyes on her before. Who is she?
I don't believe it. I won't believe it.
There's a motor car stopping near front gate.
Well, tell it to go away again.
What with a photographer who's drunk and a parson who's mad? Lottie.
Lottie? So it was you, Joe Helliwell,
Me what?
who said you'd marry her?
That was only a bit of fun.
You and your bit of fun.
Mayor of Clecklywike, Yorkshire Argus, Telegraph and Mercury.
Alderman and Mrs. Helliwell, the Council and Corporation of Clecklywike offers you their heartiest congratulations on your silver wedding, and with them this case of silver fish slices.
I told you before, Frank, I don't like fish.
Ruby?
We've had some trade on what with one thing and another.
See what you've done, Gerald.
He didn't start it, did he? 'Cause if he did, he's got something to answer for.
Did anybody ask where I was, Ruby?
No. And I'll bet you could stop out all night and they'd neither know nor care.
But what has been happening, Ruby?
Place has been like a madhouse this last half hour. Mayor of Clecklywag's been and gone.
The mayor?
Why did they want to bring the mayor into it?
Nobody brought him. He come of his own accord, with a case of fish things and wearing chain like a chap in a pantomime. He soon took his hook, but reporters didn't.
Reporters, eh?
Aye, and there were plenty of 'em and all. So, Mr. Helliwell and Mr. Parker took 'em into the kitchen and gave 'em bottled ale, and for all I know, they may be there yet. Mrs. Helliwell's up in bedroom feeling poorly, and Mrs. Soppitt's with her. Mr. Soppitt and Mrs. Parker's somewhere out in garden.
I told you there was somebody there.
But let me finish. Now there's a woman with dyed hair in bathroom upstairs, and nobody knows what she wants. Down in dining room there's a photographer who's rate tiddly, trying to argue with Get Big Parson, and I'll bet he's making a rare mess. And that'll be to do next.
Sounds all very confused to me.
Yes. And I'd better slip upstairs while nobody's about. Oh, Gerald.
Nancy.
Do you still love me?
Yes, Nancy, still, even after a whole hour.
Here, I say, you two seem very friendly.
I believe you were the girl he was seen with.
Were you?
Yes. We're practically engaged. Only I was frightened of saying anything yet to Uncle Joe.
Well, don't start tonight.
Why shouldn't she? He won't be quite so pleased with himself tonight, as usual, just as I know another who won't. Why don't you two go outside and say good night properly? You're only young once.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh. Yes, you're only young once, Herbert. Do you remember that time, just after you first come to Clecklywhite, when we all went on that choir trip to Barnard Castle?
I'll do, Annie. I fancy I was a bit sweet on you then.
You fancy you were? I know you were, Herbert Soppitt. Don't you remember coming back in the wagonette?
Aye.
Those were the days.
Aye.
That's all you can say? Aye.
No, but I might say too much.
I think I'd risk it for once if I were you.
What does that mean, Annie?
Never you mind. But you haven't forgotten that wagonette, have you?
Yeah, of course I haven't. Hello, Clara.
How long's this been going on?
Now, don't be silly, Clara.
Oh, it's me that hasn't to be silly, is it? I suppose standing there with me husband's arm round your baldest brass, that isn't being silly, is it?
It was only a bit of fun.
Oh, and how long have you been having these bits of fun, Herbert Soppitt?
You've a nasty mind, Clara.
Well, of all the cheek. You must have been at it some time getting Herbert to carry on like that with you. Don't tell me he thought of it himself.
Oh, don't be so stupid, Clara. I'm going out into the garden. I want some fresh air.
Well, Herbert Soppitt, why don't you follow her and get some fresh air too? Go on, don't mind me. Come here. You heard me. Come here.
Why should I?
Because I tell you to.
I know, I heard you. But who do you think you are?
You must have gone wrong in your head.
No, not me. I'm all right.
You better go home now and leave me to deal with this business here.
Certainly not.
In my opinion, it's awkward with both of us here.
Well, you go home then.
What did you say?
I said you go home. You are doing no good here.
Now then, just tell me to go home again.
Clara, I always said that no matter what she did, I'd never lift a hand to my wife.
I should think not, indeed.
But as you aren't my wife, what about this?
Herbert!
Now sit down. Sit down.
Oh, I don't know what's come over you, Herbert Soppitt.
You don't, eh?
No, I don't.
But you don't think I put up with women coming shouting and bawling at me and smacking my face, do you?
Well, you've never gone on like this before.
Yes, but then before, you were my wife.
I'm your wife now.
Oh, no, you're not.
Give me that letter.
Sit down and shut up, woman.
Where's Annie?
She's out somewhere.
Yeah, perhaps she's hiding her face. And if you'd seen what I'd seen tonight...
Hold your tongue before it gets you into mischief.
Well, I'm only
Shut
telling
up.
Here, but wait a minute. I'd like to hear a bit more about this.
Then you're going to be disappointed. Clara, get back to Maria Helliwell. Go on.
Here, Clara.
You mind your own business. Go on, sharp.
Yes, Herbert.
Herbert, have you been having a lot to drink?
I had a few. Trying to find that Mrs. Northrop.
I thought as much.
And I may possibly have some more. And if any of you don't like it, you can lump it.
Where did you say my wife was?
Out in garden.
Oh, this time of night?
Yes, and why not?
I'll tell her that. I've no need to tell you.
Annie! Hey, Annie!
Why don't you go out and talk to her, instead of calling her as if you were a dog or something?
Hey, Annie! I came in to have a few words in private with her.
Oh, I'll leave you.
In my opinion, there's been a lot too much noisy hanky-panky about this daft business. What's wanted is a few serious words in private between us chaps and our wives. Less of this public argy-bargy and hanky-panky. Ah, so there you are.
Well, best of luck, Annie.
How do you mean?
Hanky-panky.
He's had a drop too much, Herbert has. Comes a running round the town after that charwoman.
Well, Albert.
Well, Annie, I'm going to set your mind at rest. I don't want you to be worrying. I think you'll admit I've always tried to do my duty as a husband.
Yes, Albert, I think you've always tried.
What do you mean?
Why, just what you mean, Albert.
Of course, as nobody knows better than you, I'm in a different position altogether to what I was when I first married you.
When you thought you married me, Albert.
Well, you know what I mean. In them days, I was just plain young Albert Parker.
And now you're counsellor, Albert Parker.
Well, and that's something, isn't it? I've got on in business, made money, come to be a big man at chapel. Vice president at Cricket League, on hospital committee and so forth.
Yes, Albert, you've done very well.
I know I have. And mind you, it's not altered me much. No swank about me. No la-di-da. I'm a plain man.
Yes, Albert, you are.
Well, what's wrong with it? Well, you're not going to tell me that at your time of life.
My time of life?
Well, you know, chicken, are you? You're not going to tell me now at your time of life you'd like a bit of swank and la-di-da.
I sometimes wondered...
Nay, nobody knows better than me what you like. And you know very well what a good husband I've been. Steady.
Yes, you've been steady, all right, Albert.
That's what I say. Steady, reliable. Not silly with me money.
No, Albert, your worst enemy couldn't say you've ever been silly with your money.
And yet at the same time, not stingy. Everything of the best within reason. You know, within reason.
Yes, within reason.
Always reasonable and reliable. But all the time getting on, going up of the world. Never satisfied with what I'd do for most men. No, steadily moving on and on, up and up. Cashier, manager, sharing the business. Councillor this year, alderman next. Perhaps mayor soon. That's how it's been, and that's how it will be. You know, Annie, I've sometimes thought that right at first you didn't realise what you'd picked out at Lucky Bag. Hi.
Well, Albert, what's all this leading up to?
Oh, well, you see, Annie, I was just saying that I thought I'd been a good husband to you, and mind you, I don't say you've been a bad wife.
Thank you, Albert.
Sure thought I'd just set your mind at rest. If there's been a slip-up, well, there's been a slip-up. But I'll see you're all right, Annie. I'll see it's fixed up quietly, and then we'll go and get married again, properly.
Thank you, Albert.
That's all right, Annie. I know what my duty is. If I say you'll be all right, you will be all right.
But I don't think I want to be married to you.
What?
You see, Albert, after 25 years of it, perhaps I've had enough.
Had enough?
You talk about your duty. Well, for 25 years I've done my duty. I've washed and cooked and cleaned and mended for you. I've pinched and scrimped and saved for you. I've listened to all your dreary talk. I've hardly ever had any fun. But I thought I was your wife and that I ought to put up with you.
Put up with me? Well, what's wrong with me?
Well, to begin with, you're very selfish. But then I suppose most men are. You're idiotically conceited, but again, so are most men. But a lot of men at least are generous, and you're very stingy. And some men are amusing, you're just very dull and dreary.
Never!
Yes, Albert, very dull and very, very dreary and stingy.
Had somebody put you up to this?
No, I've thought it for a long time.
How long?
Oh, nearly 25 years.
Why, you little serpent!
So now I feel it's time I enjoyed myself a bit. I'd like to have some fun before I'm an old woman.
Fun? Fun? What do you mean, fun?
Oh, nothing very shocking and terrible. Just getting away from you, for instance.
Stop it! Just stop it now! You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Well, I'm not. Bit of travel and liveliness and people that are amusing and no wool business and town councillors and chapel deacon.
Why don't you dye your hair and paint your face and go on the stage and wear tights?
I wish I could.
Oh.
Mr. Soppitt says if you haven't finished yet, you better hurry up and go somewhere else to have it out, because they're all coming in here.
Well, we haven't finished.
Yes, we have.
Right.
Now, listen, Annie. Let's talk a bit of sense for a minute.
They'll all hear you. Door's open.
Nay, damn it.
Hello, Albert. What's made you look so flabbergasted?
If I want, I'll look flabbergasted without asking your advice, Herbert.
Anky-panky.
Now, shut up. Here, Clara. You wouldn't say I was stingy, would you?
Well, you've never been famous for getting your hand down, have you, Albert?
I've got my hand down as well as next man. I've always paid me whack, let me tell you. Call a chap stingy just because he doesn't make a big show. Because he isn't,
La-di-da.
Now, stop tormenting him, Annie.
Tormenting me? Nobody'll torment me. And I like that coming from you, Herbert, when you've been a byword for years.
A byword for what?
For years.
Yes, but a byword for years for what?
Henpecked. Ask anybody who wears trousers in your house.
Albert, don't be so vulgar.
By a minute since you wanted to wear tights.
Only in a manner of speaking.
How can it be in a manner of speaking? Because either you're wearing tights or you're not.
Oh, what's this about tights?
Now, you'll clear out right sharp if you'll take my tip.
And I'll bet that's the only kind of tip you give too. He looks stingy to me.
Stingy? If anyone says that again to me tonight, I'll give 'em gyp. Get out of me, road, Joe.
For 2 pence I'd either leave this house myself or clear everybody else out. I've never seen such a place. There's folk nattering in every damn corner.
Well, I'm going to find poor Maria.
Aye, come on, Clara.
Oh.
Now, Lottie, be reasonable. I know you don't want to make real mischief.
Where's the mischief come in? Didn't you say more than once that if you hadn't been married already...
Now, you know very well that were only a bit of fun. When a chap's on a holiday in a place like Blackpool and gets a few drinks inside him, you know very well he says a lot of damn silly things.
Oh, I see. Just telling me the tale and laughing about me behind me back, eh?
No, Lottie. You're a fine lass and a good sport, but you've got to be reasonable. Coming here like this when you know as well as I do it was just a bit of fun.
Just a minute, Joe Helliwell.
Oh, Christmas. Here, Maria, where are you going?
I'm going back to my mother's.
Your mother's? If you go to your mother in this state of mind at this time of night, you'll give her a stroke.
That's right, she must be about 90.
She's 72. And mind your own business. I've got some of it here for you.
What do you mean?
Some of your new business, and see how you like it. You'll find it a change from carrying on with men behind the bar.
What in the name of thunder are you talking about?
I'm talking about her. She wants my job, she can have it.
Here, just
listen, Maria.
All keys. And you better start knowing where they fit. And don't forget, Charwoman's just been sacked. And I don't expect Ruby'll stay, so you'll have to manage by yourself a bit. Oh, and Greengrocer calls at 10, and Butcher calls at 1:30.
What does it matter when Butcher calls?
I'm talking to her, not to you. These is the housekeeping books. And you'll have to have them straight by Friday, or he'll make a rumpus.
I don't want them.
Of course she doesn't.
She can't run this house without them. You said so yourself.
I know I did, but it's not to do with her.
Then what did she come here for? Here's 5 pairs of your socks at once, darling. And upstairs you'll find 3 shirts and 2 pairs of woolens you'll have to do tomorrow. And you better be thinking about tomorrow's dinner, because he always wants something hot and he's very particular.
Here, what do you think I am?
Now, Maria, you're getting it all wrong.
And there's lots of other things you'll have to manage. But while you're trying to manage them, and him too, I'll be at Blackpool.
Now, have a bit of sense, love. It's all a mistake.
Oh, don't mind me. Well, Joe Helliwell does himself very well, I must say.
I know that face.
Henry, oh, Henry.
Lottie, my beautiful Lottie. And you haven't forgotten me.
Forgotten you. Here. You weren't going to take their photos.
Look for Yorkshire Argus. Make a very nice picture.
Nice picture. Haven't they told you?
You now, stop it. Stop it. Here, have a drink of port.
Oh, well, I suppose I might.
Oh, certainly, certainly. Liberty Hall here tonight.
Oh, it's Liberty all right.
Yeah. Someone told me that you were back at the Talbot.
Oh, I was up till Christmas. Then at Whitson I took a job at Bridlington, but I only stuck it for 3 weeks. No life in it. I told them. I don't mind work, but I do like a bit of life.
I'm just the same, yeah. Let's have a bit of life, I say. Chin chin.
All the best, Harry. Nice drop of port, this.
Lottie, give me your answer, do.
Now, what the hangman do you think this is? A tap room? Yorkshire Argus wants you on telephone.
Come on, love.
Yes?
I'll help you, come on.
And then get up home.
I'll see you later.
Now, what's wanted now was a few serious words in private together.
Yes, Al, but give a chap time to have a breather. I've just had to persuade Maria not to go back to her mother's.
Well, what can her mother do?
Oh, don't you start asking questions. Just leave it, Herbert, and let me have a breather.
Now then, Albert, Joe, Herbert.
What is this? An ultimatum?
Joe Helliwell, I want you to answer one question.
Yes, Maria?
Joe, do you love me?
Now, what sort of a question is that to come and ask a chap here? Why didn't you ask me upstairs?
Once and for all, do you or don't you?
Yes, of course I do, love.
Then why didn't you say so before?
And now we're all by ourselves, it's about time we started to put our thinking caps on. Because we're not going to do any good running round the house argy-bargy.
That is right, Albert.
Yes, but let me finish, Maria. We can't...
Back.
Who is?
That Mrs. Northrop.
Oh, Jerusalem, we don't want her here.
If you don't want me here, why did you send him round chasing me and asking me to come back? You don't know your own minds 2 minutes together. You haven't settled up with me yet, you know.
Outside.
Half a minute, Joe. We can't have her telling all she knows. We'll be laughing stock of Clecklywhite tomorrow.
You've been that for years, lad. I'd rather have Joe Helliwell than you. Joe has had a bit of fun in his time, but you've always been too stingy.
Stingy? If anybody says that again to me tonight, they'll get what for, and I don't care who it is.
I told you, outside. Sharp.
Suits me. I reckon naught of this for a party. There's 1 or 2 faces here that'd stop a clock. They mind a party. But wait till a few of 'em I know hears about it. You'll hear 'em laughing back at Mill right up here.
Now, we can't let her go with that state of mind.
You ought to charge her with stealing.
Stealing? I'll knock your lying head off, missus. Never touched a thing in my life that wasn't me own.
That photographer's asleep and snoring, but telephone.
Well, waken him up and tell him to go home.
Right.
And I could keep my mouth shut if it were worth me while.
That's blackmail.
Shut up, Clara.
Oh, hello, you've come to life, have you?
How much do you want?
I wouldn't give her a penny.
Not me, neither.
Can we trust her? We've no guarantee.
She could sign something.
That'd be silly.
Not 1 single penny.
Will you just let me get a word in and be quiet a minute? Now then.
Mr. Helliwell.
What?
I wakened him and I told him to go home, but he says he's at home.
What is this, a bloody madhouse?
Mr. Helliwell, please.
Oh, Jehoshaphat, another of them.
Mr. Helliwell, I cannot allow you to use such language. It is quite unnecessary.
You wouldn't think so, if you had...
Quite unnecessary. A little patience, a little quiet consideration. That's all that is needed.
What, with folk like her?
Mrs. Northrop, what are you doing here?
Making trouble.
Making trouble? And you've been drinking again.
Only a drop or 2, just because I was a bit upset.
And then you come and make a nuisance of yourself here. I am ashamed of you after all your promises.
Oh, Mr. Mercer, you're a wonderful man, and you're the only preacher in Clecklywhite worth listening to. Oh, he's a fine preacher, is Mr. Mercer, like a girt lion of a man. Ah, you're that and all.
Now, Mrs. Northrop, flattery won't help. You've broken all your promises. I'm ashamed of you.
Nay, Mr. Mercer.
Now go home quietly.
She'll tell all town about us.
No, we cannot allow that. Mrs. Northrop, you must make me a solemn promise.
Yes, Mr. Mercer.
Now, promise me, solemnly, you will tell nobody what you've heard here tonight.
I promise, wet or dry, may I die.
I suppose that will do. Now, off you go, quietly home, and be a good woman. Good night, Mrs. Northrop.
Good night, Mr. Mercer, and thank you very much. Oh, he's a girt lion of a man. Worth all you lot put together.
Well, we're rid of one. Now, have you studied that letter, Mr. Mercer?
I've considered it very carefully. And you know what I think?
No, tell us.
What?
This letter, in my opinion, is perfectly genuine.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us something we didn't know.
I'm sorry to say it, but quite obviously you are none of you really married.
Don't rub it in. Unless, of course, you're prepared to marry us yourself, quietly, now.
Certainly not. Quite impossible.
Well, what the hangman are we going to do, then?
My dear sir, I don't know.
Oh, Christmas.
But if you want my final opinion, I think that if there were less bad temper and bad language in this house, and a little more patience and quiet consideration, you would have a better chance of settling your affairs.
And I think I'm getting a bit tired of you, Mr. Mercer.
What? After wasting my time, you now have the audacity... Here, your letter. Good night, sir. Good night, ladies.
Well, that's another we're rid of.
And now what's wanted is
There's
a few serious words.
We know. But what's really wanted now is a bit of brain work, and where we're going to get it from, I don't know.
You'll get it from me if you'll keep quiet a minute.
Now, everybody, let's see what we were talking about.
We weren't talking about anything to you.
I wouldn't object to a nice game of cards.
I told you to get off home.
Nay, but you want your photo group, don't you?
You'll take no photos here tonight.
Now, it's a funny thing you should have said that. I'm a chap who notices things. I have to be in my profession. And I've been telling myself, there's people here, in this house, tonight, who isn't easy in their minds. No, there's something a bit off here.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And people have to be easy in their minds to be photographed.
Henry?
Oh, Lottie, there you are, love. Join the company, come on.
You'd gone long since.
You know very well you promised to go half an hour since.
We ought to put police on you.
Now, what's the idea of picking on Lottie? Why don't you live and let live? We're all in the same boat. We all come here, we don't know why. We all go in our turn, and we don't know where. If you are a bit better off, be thankful. And if you don't get into trouble and make a fool of yourself, well, be thankful for that, 'cause you easily might. What I say is this. We're all human, aren't we?
Yes. And thank you, Mr. Ormonroyd.
What are you thanking him for? Who's he to start telling us what we ought to do?
Oh, me? Me, I'm nothing much, but just remember Councillor Parker. Though I may be nothing, I happen to work for a newspaper. Behind me stands the press, and the press is a mighty power in the land today.
Telephone went.
Yeah.
And when I says, who is it? Chap said, Yorkshire Argus. Is Ormonroyd our photographer there? And when I says, yes, he's still here, he says, we'll tell him he's sacked. You're sacked. Sorry.
So am I, lass. So am I.
Harry, you silly old devil. It's not so bad.
It's not so good. How do you know where to turn?
Come on, lad. Never say die. We've seen a bit of life, and we'll see some more before they throw us on muck heap. For 2 pins, I'd take him away now, and leave you to settle your own troubles, if you can.
Why? What's he got to do with our troubles?
Plenty. Now, Harry?
Yeah.
Tell them where you were married.
Nay, Lottie, they don't want to hear about my bad luck.
We've enough of our own without his.
No, Albert. Come on, Mr. Ormonroyd.
Tell them where you were married.
Lane End Chapel, 25 years since.
No.
Yeah, he must be in the same boat with us then. Huh?
Just another of my bits of bad luck.
Oh, we can understand that, all right.
Yes, but Harry is separated from his wife, and they wanted to be free.
Well, what were they worrying for? They were free. Parson hadn't proper qualifications.
I know he hadn't. Well, I found that out. But what she'd forgotten till I got a copy of the certificate, that in them days, 25 years since, chapel wedding, registrar had to be there and all, to sign certificates.
Joe is right.
I know damn well I'm right. I've been carrying certificate for months trying to find a loophole in it. See for yourself.
Are we married after all?
Oh, yes, of course we are. If Parson didn't tie us up, registrar did. All legal, as right as ninepence.
Oh, thank God.
Mr. Ormonroyd, this is the best night's work you ever did.
Now then, Harry, buck up, lad. why don't you take that little Photoshop in Blackpool again?
Mate, it cost me about £100 to start it again. I'm 100 shillings.
No, but there's folk here who've never miss it.
Hey? Yeah, steady.
Albert, stingy again?
Hey, never, if that's how you feel.
Oh. We'll soon fix you up, Ormond Royd, lad. Leave it to me. Oh. By God, you've taken a load off my mind. Now then, everybody, let's brighten up. Who'll give us a song?
Oh, but Lottie's the one.
Oh,
come on, Lottie. There's a tune. Go on, love.
Now then, Herbert Soppitt, you see, I am your wife after all.
Yes, Clara, and I hope we'll be very happy. But we won't be if you don't drop that tone of voice. I don't like it.
Yes, Herbert.
Here, Joe, you wouldn't say I was dull and dreary, would you?
Aye, a bit, Albert.
Well, that beats me. I've always seemed to myself an exciting sort of chap. Anyhow, Annie, stingy or whatever I am, I'm still your husband.
Ah, so it looks as if we'll have to make the best of you.
We'll all have to make the best of each other. Then perhaps that's what we're here for.
That's right, love.
Well, we better see if we can have some of this fun of yours you talk about.
Oh, it doesn't matter, Albert.
It does. I say we'll have some fun.
Forever and day, when we are married, why, what will you do?
All in your place. Glad as I can. Think about you. And to hell with the Yorkshire. After me, now then. Steady, everybody.
When we are married.
In When We Are Married by J.B. Priestley, Alun Armstrong played Albert, Gwen Taylor Annie, Alan Bennett Herbert, Brenda Blethyn Clara, Michael Jayston Joe, and Nicola Pagett Maria. Elizabeth Spriggs played Mrs. Northrop, Peter Woodthorpe Ormond Royd, Polly James Lottie, Cathryn Bradshaw Ruby, Timothy Watson Gerald, Deborah Berlin Nancy, Paul Panting Fred, and James Taylor the Reverend Mercer. The music was by Stuart Hutchinson, and the director was Matthew Walters.